Welcome back to Let's Play Quantum Break. I'm BurningDogFace. And last time we watched the first of the live-action episodes. It's the end of the session, however, so let's see how the next segment begins, so that I can leave a nice, neat jump cut.
Let's talk about the dry dock incident. Monarch operatives transported you from the university to the ground zero operation at the shipyard.
Still upset about that, huh?
You were secured, unconscious.
Will?
Liam Burke went to retrieve you, and you were gone. How?
Sleepwalking.
Step away! Right now! You've 3 seconds till I pull.
Have better reflexes.
And you're a marksman.
We know Beth Wilder assisted you in some manner.
Then I'm guessing you know the rest.
No, because everybody who saw what you did next is now dead.
I didn't have a clue where I was or why. Never questioned it because it didn't feel real. Still waiting to wake up.
Neat! Well, I'll be back in a couple days, but for you guys, it's going to be about 1 second. And I'm back. Ah, what an eventful second it's been. Now that I'm starting this for reals, I'd like to give a shout out to Ronan Drake for explaining the curious shape of the periodic table to me. I won't go into detail, but the important thing to take away is that yes, there is a reason for that. Before I look at this Chronon source that Time Vision has alerted me to, let's check out these people.
Beth Wilder risked blowing her cover to rescue you. Sounds like you didn't exactly return the favor.
No. I didn't.
While I'm giving shoutouts, I'd like to give a nod to Aries Hoko for commenting that if this whole thing I'm experiencing is just a story being told by Jack to Clarice Ogawa, she's got to be pulling her hair out with the level of detail he's going into. And then I went and looked behind the crates in case there were any interesting objects I could collect. But there weren't.
Thanks for that, asshole.
Man, where do I even start? Right off the bat, there's a couple achievements I got last time that I didn't, I should not have done that I did not, mention. Let's see here. Hold on to your hope and burn, complete Act 1. Mysterious stranger. You met Beth Wilder, who could have shot you, but didn't. The soft touch. Paul chose the PR path for Monarch Solutions. Spreading ripples. Watch a show episode with all of its quantum ripples unlocked. Neat. Upgrades. Collecting chronon sources allows Jack to upgrade his powers. View the upgrades menu in Start? Back? One of those. The interface seems to be based on the Xbox One controller. Ah. Oh, this is in the diaries section. I meant to show this. Okay, time vision, active pulse. Using time dodge and time rush will temporarily reveal enemy positions. That seems useful. Fuck is time rush? Time stop, increased strength. Time stop's durability increases, allowing more bullets to be stacked on it before it collapses. Okay. These seem really useful. I have exactly 1 point to redo. Time dodge, increased focus. Ah, okay, yeah. Just gonna throw this out there. Maybe time rush is when I run into a dude. Let's start with this. Increase strength of the time stop ability. No? I'm pressing A and nothing is happening. Oh! Wait. I don't know why that didn't work. Huh. Yeah, this is in, oh yeah, now it says diaries and upgrades, even. I did notice that this was, the first one here was unlocked by default. Best friends on Jack's friendship with Paul Serene.
How close were you with Serene before the experiment?
He'd been looking out for me ever since we were kids. When my parents passed away, Paul's family made sure I got back on my feet. You know, Will wasn't around much. I never did have a tendency to make things easy for myself. Guess I dragged Paul into my mess. We spent a lot of time looking for trouble. We found it. He got out, I didn't.
You said you owed him one.
He saw the path I was on, where I'd end up if I stayed. He got me out of the country, told me to never look back. Until now, I never did. Yeah, you know, we were close.
Pardon me a moment while I adjust my settings on the friends list. Sorry about that. Ever since Steam did this new update to the interface, there doesn't actually seem to be a proper appear offline mode. Even when you're set to invisible, it still brings up the stupid flags in the corner. I had to disable the flags.
Your brother was hired as head advisor on Project Promenade. Given William's concerns with the project, why do you think he accepted the position?
He knew he had to get on the inside if he was going to put a stop to it. I've got a better question for you. Why did Monarch secretly push to get my brother hired if they knew he was a threat? You wanted him there. Why?
That is simply untrue. Monarch invested heavily in the university experiment. It made sense to offer our own Cronin researcher, Dr. Kim, as the lead developer on the project. Kim's death was a tragedy for us all. But when he passed, we...
Don't play games with me.
Excuse me?
But you forget that I know things I didn't back then. I know what really happened to Dr. Kim.
What exactly are you inferring?
You want me to tell the truth? Then it goes both ways.
Interesting. Project Promenade scientist on Will and Dr. Kim working on the university time machine. And you unlock more of these diaries by doing stuff. I don't remember what I did to get that one. Oh, this was,
I ordered Martin Hatch to execute his PR campaign.
No, this is not the one I thought it was. I thought this was just going to be the cutscene, where he was making the audio diary, but no, this is after that.
I ordered Martin Hatch to execute his PR campaign. The university mission was a success, but at a great cost. I can't afford unwanted attention. Not yet. We need to cover our tracks. Shift the blame. Jack's transport never arrived at the Ground Zero operation. Martin wants to use the media as a tool to find him. Turn the city against him. I know where I'll see him again. The visions have made that clear. Seeing Jack at the university, it awakened something in me. An admonition of what was coming. A reminder of how it all started. Who I once was. 17 years ago, I performed a test that caused a fracture in time. I was to blame. I came to terms with that very quickly. It took far longer to accept that there was nothing I could do to stop it. I built Monarch from the shadows. Waited 17 years for that moment to arrive again. Thought I was ready. This was my greatest struggle to date. Feeling the moment approaching, simply allowing such a tragedy to occur, knowing any action I would take to prevent it would simply make it so. And now it's here. We are the only ones prepared for what comes next. My plan was in motion. The time for hiding is over.
That's weird to cut back to the menu before the audio was done. That was not a sync error. Paul Serene is a man without hope. I want you to consider this. From pretty much the moment after the experiment, the machine was in the hands of Monarch. Either when they're, taking control of the area, or when they flew the core back to their, empty machine in Monarch headquarters. Which means that since he didn't pop out 5 minutes after or he didn't seem to pop out 5 minutes after that second test, whatever point Paul emerged in the future, the machine would have been under Monarch control. And if the machine was under Monarch control, that means this is what happened. There was the accident. People started showing up and shooting. Paul ran back into the machine, and when he emerged, there's an older, wiser version of himself standing there. And this is what he tells him. You've caused a fracture that's inevitably going to lead to the end of time. There's nothing you can do to prevent it, but we have a contingency plan. We're going to send you back in time to 1999, and this is what you need to do. Serene is, the one they call Serene, the jaded future version. He's a self-fulfilling prophecy. A stable time loop that leads to his own creation. Like the fucking Terminator paradoxes. I'm hoping that, even with all of his powers, he's wrong about the end of time being inevitable. I'm hoping that it's because it never even occurred to him to question the older, wiser version of himself that he saw, and he became so certain of that he inevitably became that older, wiser, convinced version of himself.
October 9th, 0400 hours. Monarch operation moves into the university in 15 minutes. This is it. Years of training, all leading up to this moment. Just need to keep my cover just a little bit longer. Monarch's objective is to apprehend Jack and William Joyce. Alive, if possible. If what she told me is true, then this operation is going to end in a shitstorm. It's up to me to make sure Jack gets out of this thing in one piece, but I can't risk blowing my cover just yet. The notebook didn't give me any orders regarding William. Still not sure how Jack is the key to all of this if William is the one with all the answers. We're about to find out. Okay. It's time to do this. Beth Wilder, Signing off.
Beth Wilder isn't the one who told Will about the future. I was totally about to get to that. I had been talking over this whole thing with Ronan, and we came to the conclusion that there were multiple Jacks at the library running around at the university during the incident. When you remember the scene where Jack and Will are behind the server area, and they get and they're almost caught by the guards, who are then called away. The call that led them away was someone saying, "Target spotted by the achievement unlocked, Chronon Surge. Upgraded time power." That was a bit delayed. Are you a Chronon Surge? No, you're just really bright. I think so. Maybe there's one on the other side of that wall that I can't reach from here.
The old industrial area. Why am I here?
Back to the original pistol. Yeah, target spotted by the southeast elevator. That was the call. Oh, good God. Who did this? Well, that just raises further questions. And that's exactly the caption I'm going to put on that screenshot.
Only way forward.
Oh, yeah, no trespassing sign. I feel like one bullet isn't going to do anything to that, realistically speaking. But hey, maybe we'll get lucky and it has a serious structural flaw. Because it's a video game. And then later on, there's that bit at the library where a dude saw me, but before I could do anything, someone we couldn't see shot him in the back of the head. And there was that line from, future Jack, from the interview, when we first met Beth. That was the first time I ever saw Beth Wilder. But it definitely wasn't the first time she saw me.
Huh. Well, that's weird.
What is? Some triggers allow Jack to manipulate the timeline of specific objects. Okay, that's...
Okay. Doesn't last. Noted.
That's the way I would have said that.
When the
Neat.
fracture broke time, some objects became unstable. With my new abilities, I could manipulate their timelines, rewind them.
There's gotta be another way in there.
Let me just borrow these chronons. Delicious.
Nailed it. Not getting through that. There's gotta be another way.
Oh yeah, I assumed that.
I might have to climb in through the roof.
Time! Wonder if the physics made it fall the same way every time. Why am I sliding? I'll be damned, that extra piece right there fell the same way both times. Well, both times I was watching it just there, I mean. Obviously, I've done that 3 or 4 times by now. What I'm thinking of specifically is, if you remember Prince of Persia Warrior Within, if this is a spoiler, obviously, after everything goes to shit, I put on that magic mask, and it sent me back in time as the Sand Wraith. And I was running around in the earlier in the earlier timeline, interacting with myself on the other side of several, scenes we'd already seen. Except this time we adjusted the ending so that it worked out in my favor, and not past me's favor. One paradox after another, that fucking series. Ah.
Still no word from Burke on Jack Joyce's position.
Very well. Ready a chopper for me at the dry dock. I'm heading to the island.
Roger. We'll have the chopper.
Seeing Paul's face on that screen, it was some kind of sick reminder. I couldn't escape what had happened, what he did. I needed to know why, but part of me wanted to put a fucking bullet in his head before he could open his mouth.
Want us to send additional teams to search for Joyce?
Negative. Focus efforts in our PR campaign. Amy Ferrero's confession goes live in a matter of minutes.
What about Jack Joyce?
Once that confession hits the air, the whole city will be looking for him. He'll have nowhere to turn. He'll come to me tonight.
At the gala? You're sure?
Positive.
That's convenient timing, because I wanted to mention something else. I hadn't really gotten the chance to talk about the fact that Paul fucking murdered Will, because, you know, I was immediately thrown into the whole thing with making a choice on behalf of the bad guy. But, the more I think about it, you know, now that I have this idea that there are multiple Jacks there, I don't know, is it naive to hold on to hope that, the future version of me will be able to use his powers and save Will from being crushed by the rubble? You know, Barry Allen it. Use your time powers to get him out of the way at the last possible millisecond.
That chart was the first sign. Monarch had built an entire PR campaign to protect their reputation.
Monarch's PR strategy poster. Monarch Solutions, PR contingency plan, University campus operation. Media control team leader Charlie Wincott. IT security specialist. It must be that squirrely asshole from the live action video. Amy Ferrero, confession video. Admission of guilt. Sympathetic. Protest takes the blame for library incident. Blame shifted to protesters. Build up protest leader with criminal background. Jack Joyce. Keywords. Terrorist activity. Lost control. Dangerous criminal. 2. News leak. Confession to media. Push emphasis onto protest to focus questions. Monarch stopped terrorist attack. 3. Fear tactics. Build witch hunt. Build witch hunt. Public focus on searching for Jack Joyce. Terrorist. Threat containment. Team leader. Liam Burke. Monarch security. 1. Find a Jack Joyce. Joyce transport. Last seen entering ground zero perimeter. Never arrived at rendezvous. They spelled that wrong. Missing. There's supposed to be a Z in the middle. Insider suspected. Number 2. Someone is helping Jack Joyce find and terminate. Long-term strategy team leader Martin Hatch, security officer. 1. Monarch Island annual gala. Send invitations to all lifeboat participants. Paul Serene speech, 8:30 p.m. Reveal CFR to reassure investors. 2. Lifeboat protocol test. December 9th, details classified. Sure, I thought it was going to be a matter of days before the universe unraveled. 3. Chronon Tech, Phase 3 rollout. Invite lifeboat participants. Dr. Sophia Amaral. Tech demonstration. New juggernaut plating. Chronon harness. Civilian prototype. 3. Weapons demonstration. Invite lifeboat participants. First weapons test on Chronon saturated individual. Dr. Kim lab. Have specimen ready. Well, that's disturbing. Trying to get in here without...
Monarch had bought out the entire industrial district for their operation. Didn't make for an easy escape.
I'll tell you what, I'll read that next time. I'm BurningDogFace, and I'll see you in the next episode of Let's Play Quantum Break. Hopefully there'll be a bit more action than this time. The game does tend to be a bit lore-heavy. I'll see you then, Burning Dog fans. Later!